Providers by routine at 36 weeks say you have to get a cervical exam. Did they tell you that?
Yeah.
What? Oh my God, I'm sorry. Well, that is bullshit. Unless you want to get it, you can. Sometimes, like with me, I'm curious. I always want to know in my pregnancy. I'm just like, what's going on? There is no documented benefit at all to getting a cervical exam in pregnancy. No documented benefit. The only benefit is if you're considering doing induction and you want to know what induction options are available to you based on what's going on with your cervix. But there is literally no point in having people routinely do cervical exams at the end of pregnancy. So I'm sorry they do that. That's not evidence-based. And you can do it if you want to, but probably what's gonna happen is they're gonna tell you that your cervix is not doing anything right now because you're like a first-time mom at 36 weeks soon, right? So that's probably what's gonna happen. But you never know. I've done cervical exams in like week 38 for a mama. It was like her third or fourth baby though, but she was 5 centimeters dilated at a prenatal appointment. I was like, girl, you're 5 centimeters dilated. She went into labor the next day. It was so wild. So you can totally like be 5 and not even be in labor. That can happen. Sometimes I feel like if you're far away from the hospital and you kind of want to know if you think that baby could come, like, should I stay the night like closer to the hospital in a hotel? You know what I mean? Like those are kind of reasons why to get one. Otherwise, like, it might not be helpful. I will say that, it is important to know it can break your water, which would be dangerous, especially at this point in pregnancy. And it could also potentially be uncomfortable. If it is uncomfortable, you might be more hesitant to get them in labor when it actually might matter more to get them. Or some people like dread their prenatal appointments because they feel like they're going to get pressured to get an exam or something like that. So I just want you to know that like you don't have to do that. I wanted to say that if you do get an exam in pregnancy, if it feels uncomfortable, know that it's not always that uncomfortable in labor. When you're in pregnancy, your baby is up higher and your cervix is behind your baby's head. And so as the baby descends, the cervix swoops forward. So in pregnancy, when we do exams, we have to imagine the cervix is behind this baby's head. Usually we would put in 2 fingers, and sometimes we have to walk our fingers on the bottom of the vaginal canal to try to get the tissue to move close enough to bring the cervix to us behind the baby's head. And that can feel not very comfortable, like having someone put their hand that far. And then people like get that and they're like, that sucked. Like that didn't feel good. I don't want to do an exam ever again. And then in labor, your cervix comes down right in front of your baby's head and it starts to open. So it gets softer. It's way easier to access. And then it's really not uncomfortable to get an exam in labor. So it feels very different. That's not the time to do an exam because your cervix is hiding. It's like not like, don't find me, like I'm not available right now. When I'm available and I'm opening and you want to see what's going on, I'm right there and it makes sense. But when your cervix is like hiding, it's like, why go chasing it? It's okay to want them. Like I said, I got them. But if you're like, I don't really want you putting your fingers in my vagina, then just say like, I decline. And the GBS swab, like you can swab yourself too. They might be like take off your pants and lie back and like, I'll swab your vagina. You can swab your own vagina and you have to like put it in your bum too. Maybe I mentioned that last time, but it's a really easy test. Unless you want them to do it. Some moms are like, you do it, I don't want to deal with that. But if you you could just be like, I don't want to do it myself if you're a more private person and don't want them to do it. So just so you know, at the birth center where I worked, we would just be like, go in the bathroom and do the swab. You are fully capable of swabbing your own vagina. I believe in you.